Hi, sociology students. Welcome to week 5. This week we are going to talk entirely about sociological methods and sociological research. What we know about human behavior is what we know is because of past people that have done research. If we think about any social phenomenon right now, like video game use, and whether or not that causes violent behavior, or watching R-rated movies has long-term negative effects on children. We know that because people have actually done the research. And it's very important to do proper research, because if we don't do the proper research, then our discoveries, what we find out, what the data might suggest, might be completely unusable because it hasn't been done using the scientific method. So this chapter we're going to talk about the scientific method and that approach to sociology. And we talked early in the units about empiricism, which is using factual data to support your claims. Okay, it's not just saying that I think that people who grow up in urban areas are going to be more violent. Because you thinking that does not necessarily show anything. So, and we did talk about those sociologists that really brought empiricism, particularly Augustus Comte, who started to apply the sociological or the scientific method to sociological understanding, right? So that's what we're going to do in week 5. Excuse me. I always get the coughs when I have these. All right. So just to kind of what I want to do is bring up the course, and I just want to walk you through this. All right, so we are going to be in sociology. Obviously, we're going to seminar 5, so you guys are almost 1/3 of the way done with this class. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to work on the engage part, and with the engage part, we're going to be talking about 4 major types of research, and that's going to be surveys, field research, experiments, and the secondary data analysis. Right, so we're going to think about the importance, and one of the focuses of this is they give a scenario where they have farmers markets in urban areas as opposed to a culture of rural areas. So they're going to look at those two different things, or actually you're going to look at them, all right? And you're going to develop kind of your own research methodology and approach to understanding this behavior, all right? Now, what I want you to do, obviously, is you are going to go through and you're going to next go to the explore part. And again, this is watch, read, and do. Okay? Now, what I want you to do for the watch part is you're going to obviously watch this video. And this breaks down to 6 simple steps to research. Now, each step can be pretty complex, all right? But for the most part, all research questions and all research starts with this process: asking a question, researching those what's out there, formulating a hypothesis, designing and conducting a study, drawing conclusions, and reporting your results. This chapter, or this does not get into statistical analysis and the various forms of analysis that we're going to use. But what it does do is it gives you a good outline. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch this video, right? Now, one thing that I wanted to highlight and show you in this video, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Believe it or not, we live and breathe sociology every day. We interact.
So one thing that you can do, particularly for people like me who speak rather slowly, you can always come down to the settings and you can choose the speed at which it plays back. So you can choose either 1.25 or 1.5 if you want to speed up a video. I know that sometimes I speak a little bit slowly, and sometimes some of the people that you're going to be watching might do that as well. So you can always speed those up. In fact, if you wanted to do that from this point forward in my video, you're more than welcome to. All right. In case you didn't know that, so you'll watch that. And then you're going to go to page 31 and 33 in the textbook, and you're going to read that, all right? Now, within that, you're going to see lots and lots of bold text that are your vocabulary for the week. Make sure that you take your time and watch that, okay? Or not watch that, but make sure you take your time and get to know those vocabulary terms, because a large part of this chapter is knowing what term means what. And you'll see that later on in the quiz, all right? So after we do that, And again, you always have the option to explore more into each of these topics by going down below the Quizlet, all right, by clicking on any of these three. Once you're completed with that, we're going to get into the discussion board. I wanted to highlight again that discussion boards are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. and your follow-up replies are due either that Monday or Tuesday. And again, at 11:59 on Tuesday, if it's not turned in, you do not get credit for it. It has to be done in a timely manner, okay? Please stay away from just simply saying, I agree with you, right? That is not a post. A post adds, builds, and furthers the discussion, okay? Once we're done with that, we're going to move on, and we are now going to get into the elaborate. And here is where you are actually going to, let me see if I can show you this. I'll move myself, hopefully. All right, here's where you're going to actually take what you've learned and you're going to apply it, and you're going to put together your own research topic, all right? And then you're going to write a brief letter to a grant organization that's going to pay you to do this research, all right? I don't expect perfection. I expect an attempt, okay? I realize this is, for many of you, this is the very first time that you're going to do this. You're going to see this throughout your college if you're going to go on to that. So do the best that you possibly can, all right? Now, that again, that's due by Tuesday. Once you're completed with that, you're going to go into the evaluate part, all right? I want to give you a quick heads up. There is a lot of stuff, meaning a lot of vocabulary words in this. So you're going to need to know what a case study, content analysis, correlation, ethnography, experiment, field research, the Hawthorne effect, interview, non-reactive research. You're also going to need to know these terms: participant observation, population, primary data, quantitative, qualitative, random, sample, secondary, and surveys. All right, so there's a lot in there. Make sure that you keep a notebook with all of your vocabulary terms. I know last week in My Connect You, we talked all about note-taking and all about memorizing vocabulary and different strategies to improve that. So think about that, all right? And then here's the rest of the quiz. And again, this quiz is going to be 10 questions, all right? So I encourage you to know, the difference between ethnology and a participant observation. Make sure you know who John S. Lind and Helen Marion Lind were and what they did. Make sure that you know who John Mikulik and Papineau are, all right? And they used to study paraheads. All right? So that's a kind of a quick preview of, oh, I don't want to submit it. I'm going to have to submit it. So that's a quick preview of the quiz, okay? And again, you get 3 attempts with that, and I missed them all. All right, now, once you're done with that, we're going to move on, and you're going to do the express part. All right, you're going to write a reflection essay. Think about a participant observation you'd like to conduct. So what group of people would you like to go live with, right? And common answers for this are kids on my team, other teen moms, young kids that, rock stars, young kids that become famous. If you could go live with them on the road and write down exactly what they do and study their human behavior, you can get money for it, okay? So reach for the stars for this, all right? So I want you to pick a group that you choose and then go about and prepare setting up the study and how you might go about this, okay? And again, I don't expect this to be perfect. I expect you to try the best that you possibly can. So if you guys need anything at all, if you're stuck, if you're struggling, don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's why I'm here. So I will see you guys soon. I hope you're enjoying this class. Like I said, I'm always here to help. All right, thanks a lot.